This time, Yom Yerushalmi Shevi'is. As for the any schus from this year and all the shrim this week, they should be go to the Yeshua for the Achenu Bnei Beis Yisrael, Kol Beis Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael, facing the Tzar HaTzorer in Gaza, Yimach Shema V'Zikram. Today's daf in the article Oz V'Had edition is Daf Yud. We're starting with the Mishnah Halacha Vav on Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, which in the Vilna is also Halacha Vav on Daf Vav Amud Aleph. Which and the Mishnah says, "B'tzolim asrisim," certain type of onions, which the Gemara is going to explain what they are. Shemona me mine, which you could tell from them water. Shloshim yom Rosh Hashanah, 30 days for Rosh Hashanah. That makes them become harder and easier to replant and sprout, I believe. And I skipped. Sweet pula mitzri as well. The same idea. Pula mitzri. It makes it makes the seeds roy for achilas adam, as we saw previously. So in halacha hey. So the focus being on the zera. Misas and shavar, they are meiser for year 6, and this is part of year 6. Mutar mishvius, they're permitted to drink shmita. Being lav, and if not, you didn't curtail the water. Before we spoke about murbios, same idea for 30 days. Asur mishvius, then they are grow during shmita. The rest of the onion grows during shmita. The rest of the pula mitzvah grows during shmita, and it could grow during shmita for the onion and for the vegetable of the pula mitzvah, and the asur b'shvius, the asur during shmita. And if it's non-shmita year, then misas shona abad, then they're meiser by the following year. Shabal, if you have till now I will tell you about fields which require irrigation, which is called beis hashalchin. If it's fields not require irrigation, but rather it gets mostly rainwater, which is usually a grain field, so they do water occasionally. So shabal shemar mine stay onos. If you curtail from washing it from watering it for these 2 occasions, then it goes by the previous year. Divrei Rabbi Meir, says you have to curtail it 3 times. Says more, Ma b'tzolim asrisin. What are b'tzolim asrisin? Elaine butzilaya kufraya, the law of Nizera. They are the village onions, and that they don't become large like other onions, and they don't produce seed. I guess most onions do produce seed. That's called swisim, which means they don't have the capacity to give birth. Mayim shloshim yom, armana kemush manay shloshim yom, lifnei Rosh nasa kibal. Since they are, it's interesting. Since that you curtail from them water 3 days for Rosh Hashanah, it's like it no longer is an irrigated field. It's like a field which drinks the rainwater, and the rainwater is all from the previous year, not for the coming year. So therefore, it is from the previous year. And it's shishis, and it's ikar is roim, obviously. Rabbi Yonah Boy. Rabbi Yonah asked. I should say add that. In other words, they become like grain and legumes, which are normally planted in Beis Habal. So evidently, when the pula mitzri or the betzolim are betzolim, normal onions, and pula mitzri, which is grown for vegetables, evidently these are grown in irrigated fields. When it's grown for zroim, then it's grown in, or for the sprouting, so then it's grown in Beis Habal. Okay, Rabbi Yonah Boy Mafreu Nasa Zera Omikan Lahaba. So these betzolim mitzri and pula mitzri, when you go tell the water 30 days, and then it became zera. Does it work retroactively on all those which you collected within the 30 days, or does they have before you were money mine for 30 days, or do they remain vegetables? And the halacha of zera only applies to those which are collected after those 30 days have elapsed, because those are the ones which water has been curtailed for 30 days. Manafli maneo. The same. What's the nafkamina? What comes out from between these two things? If you gathered some within 30 and some after 30. If you're going to say retroactively becomes zera, and anything which, even the stuff which you harvested, you plucked before 30 days are up. So ma'asim is elzeh. You can ma'asim from one on the other, because they're both considered to be uh, zera. In Tamakana Lahaba, but you're going to say it's only from the time when the 30 days have elapsed. So then the Pula Mitzri and the petroleum, which you harvested early, ironically enough, they never became a Zera, even though they're not mature, and it seems like they probably look the same as the other ones, but they're planted for Yerek. And since you can't mice from Yerek on Zera, from Zera on Yerek, so therefore you have to mice them separately. Okay, says the next Mishnah, Allah Zayin. Hadluim Shkimon Lizera. If you have gourds that you left them in order that they should become hard, they on the ground so they should become tough, hard, and I guess then the seeds are more easy to plant the following year. If they got hard for Hashanah, at that point they can't be eaten. They're only for a purpose of seed. And you can leave them during Shemitah. And you can plant them, of course, after Shemitah is over. And if not, they didn't get hard and tough before Shemitah. Also, you can't leave them around Shvius. Wisdom, you can't leave them around. That when the time of beer comes, when you have to remove all the vegetables in your house because there are no more vegetables out for the animals in the field, you have to be mevar the squash also, and it has kedusha Shvius. Although Tosefta says it's because of Marasayin. So I guess even though it means to say that even though it primarily grew during Shishis, since it wasn't fully tough before Shvius, Marasayin applies. Hatmar Sholahen, the how do you say the top of pomegranates. I'm not sure how to translate in English. The bud, the flowering. Anyway, it's edible, and it looks like a date, and they're also during Shmiras because they're suitable to eat. Okay, so it says Gemara, Lamali Hukshu. Why did they have to get hard? I feel low Hukshu, even if they didn't get hard. Now, at this point, the Mishnah assumes that the Tana requires two things: hukshu, and nifsulu, two separate things. So, so why would you need two separate things? So the answer is became hukshu nasuk shaz. No, it's one thing. Hukshu is nifsulu. Once they become hard, they become like other seeds which are not eaten, and therefore they don't have kedusha shvius because they are finished before shvius. Okay, to the bodik. How do you check? They reach that stage. You make a hole in it. If the hole gets scabbed over, also because it means it's still soft. In lam mutar, if it does get scabbed over, that means it's already hard. That's why it's not regenerating there, and therefore then it's mutar. Rabbi Yonah Butzra, Rabbi Yonah from Butzra said, Butzraya, Karmulin. This is a grass which is like a gourd, and it's only under extreme circumstances. I'm not sure exactly how it's like a gourd, but whatever it is, that's what it is. Harain kierik. So even though it's only eaten with difficulty, it's like a vegetable. Rabbi Yonah of Rabbi Yossi boy, Rabbi Yonah of Rabbi Yossi asked, one second. I think the Kabanachi changes things here. I just read from the Kabanachi. Yeah, so it's very different here. Okay, let's do the way it says he changes the order for some reason. Let's do the way it is in the Gemara. Rabbi Yonah B'Tzoy Amar Karmulin P'turim Min HaMaiser. Karmulin are exempt from Maiser. Because people don't eat them except by day chak. So therefore, generally speaking, they're part from ma'aser. Even if a person does eat them, it's not the derech, so therefore it'd be part from ma'aser. Where it says, that's if they don't take the form of gourds. And I don't know what we're talking about here, but if they don't take that form. And most of gluin, but if they made the form of gourds, kiyera came. So then they're ate like vegetables. And Kaminoki takes out here the word man, and then the word came after the word hore. So just hori Rabbi Yossi, Be'ilain Ali Kulkasa, he paskin about Rabbi Yossi paskin about a grass which has broad uh, leaves, which are not suitable for human um, consumption. The root is eaten. It's called klakas, and in Arabic it's called kulukasya. No, it's called klakas in Arabic, and in Latin and in English it's called kulukasya. I never heard of it. Kolokasya. Maybe it's called Robbie. Okay, could be. So in any event, um, so he's asking about them. So also, ligmos behem mayim. You're not allowed to use those leaves in order to make a kind of makeshift uh, cup, because that um, because even though humans don't eat it, deer eat it, and Michael Behema has kedusha shvis, so therefore you can't downgrade it by using it as a cup. Now, of course, we're on Yerushalmi Shevi'is, so therefore we will stop here.